Hello, everybody. This is John Paval with Access Arts Live, a special edition about a terrific live stream going on today, February 28th. Today, February 28th, Saturday, Wigmore Hall live streams Handel's first oratorio, Il Trionfo del Tempo e del Disinganno, the triumph of time and disillusion, performed by La Nuova Musica with director David Bates, soprano Jeanine De Bique as Belezza, beauty, mezzo-soprano Polly Leech as Piacere, pleasure, counter-tenor Christopher Lowrey as Disinganno, disillusion, and tenor Nick Pritchard as tempo. That's at 8:30 in the evening European time, 2:30 in the afternoon on the East Coast, and 11:30 in the morning on the West Coast in the US. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of the performers in this program, because having been a performing artist myself for many years, I know very often we don't get details about that. First, I'll tell you a little bit about this very operatic oratorio. When Handel was about 21 years old, he gets invited to come to Rome by one of the Dukes of Medici, and he did so in late 1706. He figures he'll come there and he'll work on an opera. Well, public opera had been banned in the Papal States for almost a decade at that point in time. So if he wanted to compose something operatic, it would have to not be an operetta. And so he came up with a Catholic meditation by Pamphili on vanitas, the vulnerability of earthly beauty to the ravages of time. And he composed an oratorio on this very Catholic piece. He, Handel, being a lifelong Lutheran, it's not an unfamiliar theme in opera. The theme itself reminds me of a wonderful aria by Gounod in his opera Mireille called Ange du Paradis. It's Ange du Paradis, couvre-la de votre aile, dans les airs, étendez votre manteau sur elle, et toi, brûlant soleil d'été, fais grâce à sa jeunesse, épargne sa beauté, fais grâce à sa jeunesse, épargne sa beauté. And this is a hymn asking the burning sun of the summertime to have mercy on the beauty of this young woman and not destroy it. And that's this theme here too. By the way, I sang that at least a fifth below where it's sung in the opera, but the point was not to show off my voice. It was to illustrate this theme and how tender it is and enduring. Anyway, in this oratorio, it develops into an argument between pleasure, time and disillusion, and beauty as to whether she should just fall into hedonism, since we're all going to die and her beauty is so fragile, and will it be destroyed, or will she embrace higher values? And if you look over, I'm looking right now at the at parts 1 and part 2 of it, and it looks like an opera. You know, you have a recitative, and then you have an aria. Then you have to have a recitative, and you have an aria, etc. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about the performers in this show, because I can't even do them justice in terms of just how good they are, how well they're doing as performing artists. So we start out with the key role of Belezza, beauty, played by the Trinidad of origin soprano, Jeanine De Bique. I just want to list for you what she's up to in the coming months. This is the best way to give you an idea of who she is and what she's doing. March 7th, she'll be in Texas, in Austin, Texas, doing a concert called Silent Stories. Okay. Then March 22nd, she'll be at the Opera House in Zurich doing a concert called Mirrors, which is based on her award-winning debut album, Mirrors, which she'll be doing with Concerto Köln. It's an Opus Classic, Edison Classic, Diapason and Gramophone magazine editor's choice. That's how well appreciated what she's doing is. Then, starting in April, she'll be singing the role of Vitellia in Mozart's La Clemenza di Tito at the Zurich Opera House, and that's going to be going on through April and May. But in May, then May 10th, she'll be singing the soprano role in Mozart's Coronation Mass with the Hamburg Philharmonic, and with the Bavarian Opera in July, she'll be singing Handel's Alcina. So, top of the line. Then, in the role of Piacere, Pleasure, is Polly Leech, a mezzo-soprano who gets rave reviews for the quality of her expansive mezzo voice in the press. All these people, I could just read you rave reviews about them. Recent roles, she's done Waltraute in Die Valkyrie, well, of course, some Wagner, and Lydia Ekdahl in their world premiere of Fanny and Alexander at La Monnaie. Where else? The Sorceress in Dido and Aeneas, and the nurse in Boris Godunov at the Dutch National Opera. And she opened this season at the Royal Opera House in the title role of Handel's Giustino. And that was with, again, La Nuova Musica and David Bates. So she's familiar with them. They've worked together before. They like her. Then the countertenor, Christopher Lowrey, an American operatic countertenor, as Disinganno, Disillusion. He made his breakthrough back in 2017 in Brett Dean's Hamlet at the Glyndebourne Festival, and they took that all around the world. They took to Australia. He did it at the Met. Recent concert appearances include, among other things, doing Charpentier and Purcell with La Nuova Musica, so another familiar of the group. Handel's Julius Caesar with the Forum Antiqua in Barcelona and Oviedo. She sang some duets with Louise Alder at Wigmore Hall. Pergolesi's Stabat Mater with the B-Rock Orchestra in Antwerp, Rouen, and Ghent. Handel's Messiah with Boston Baroque. The Bach Magnificat in Versailles and Dijon, the Bach Trauer Ode with the Gulbenkian Orchestra, and a North American and European tour of Handel's Semele with the English Concert. You know, more top-of-the-line stuff. And finally, there's Nick Pritchard as the tenor in the role as tempo. And he's a Bach specialist, especially a Bach passion specialist. Playing the evangelist in the Passions, which if you know these Passions, the evangelist basically runs the whole show. And the other people, I mean, he's just there from beginning to end, sort of narrating and everything. And you have to have a great, clear tenor voice, and you have to carry it through with a lot of singing. And so he's done the St. John's Passion and the St. Matthew Passion around the world. He was in the recording of the St. John Passion for Deutsche Grammophon in 2023 that got a Grammy, that was nominated for a Grammy Award. This year, he's doing Bach with Les Arts Florissants, with the Tone Künstler Orchestra, with the Monteverdi Choir and Orchestra, with Arcangelo, with the Academy of Ancient Music, and with the Thomas Kirche Leipzig as part of the Bachfest Leipzig. Folks, this will be a top-of-the-line concert. It is why I wanted to do a separate live stream about it, to give you some of this background and attract your interest and those of others. And we will go ahead and circulate this live stream clip as widely as we can as this day unfolds. I will be tuning in tonight. Look for us if you're watching on their YouTube channel. If they have the chat box open, we'll be there. Say hello to Access Arts Live if we're the ones who brought you in to see it. And before I leave you, let me remind you, if you like this kind of high quality live performances online, do yourself a favor. Follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn, and we'll make sure you get more than 1,000 live links to this kind of high quality performances every year. And with that, I'll say ciao for now.